Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of the Tuesday thing. It's Sour Graps,
Alex,
but
it's
also
the Sour Grab Tuesday night post show for Tuesday, May 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats at humperchats.com. Support us on twitch.tv/FightfulGaming, where you can send in your bits, and head over to the old FightfulSelect.com, because I'm sure there's going to be more news on the AEW upfronts. Sounds productive. Sounds like good things might be on their way for AEW. Plenty more scoops about WWE. And the most important wrestling brand of all, Alex, ROH had a nice little update on FightfulSelect.com about some of their talents that are being utilized and their contract status. So head over to Fightful Select to get all of the ROH news I could possibly want, and also the things that you care about more, probably, including post shows with Alex and I for pay-per-views, premium live events, and you got one for Backlash last weekend. But we're not here to talk about Backlash, Alex. We're here to talk about NXT tonight.
We're here to talk about blackberries.
We are mostly here to talk about blackberries and how they're
they're a delicious fruit.
Right.
And no, they're quite good. This batch that I got today is there hasn't been a bitter one in the bunch. So
love
yeah,
that
it's good
for you.
Yep. So, hey, all in all, pretty good.
Not a bad little NXT tonight.
Yeah, it's like let's say, hey, you know what? I can be, not a curmudgeon if the show does not give me curmudgeon vibes.
I don't feel okay. Not a curmudgeon.
I mean,
oh no.
I mean, the whole thing is I get accused of being negative about everything. I'm only going to be negative about some things tonight.
That's honestly, it's really sweet. And it does bring up the point that, like, I feel like for some reason, and it's maddening to me, I feel like NXT in particular, but a lot of WWE television is better when their backs are against the wall a little bit. Like, they lost 17 members to the main roster, and this was the best episode that we've had in a long time, I feel like. And it almost makes sense in a way, because you can't, if you're just trying to throw something together, like, you're probably going to do so in a cleaner way. You're not going to be able to do too much because you don't have the capacity to do too much. Right. So you're going to default to some fundamentals, and we got some of that here. And the in-ring was just fantastic tonight. And not that the in-ring is usually the issue, but just a lot of people got a chance to shine tonight, and that made me happy. It was nice to it's nice to have nice things to say. As fun as it is to get sour, it's more fun to watch good wrestling, so we'll take it.
It is fruit puns tonight.
Okay.
In honor of blackberries and also other fruits. I'm trying to reduce my sugar intake by replacing all desserts with fruit.
It's a fact. Oh, you know what the move is, and no one would ever tell you this. Do you like grapes? Are you a grape fella?
Oh yeah.
I would hope so, because otherwise that's just false advertising.
Yeah.
Frozen grapes. Like a delightful frozen fruit. I feel like everyone throws their frozen strawberries at you. I feel like people love to throw a good, and no offense to, I enjoy it as well, a medley, perhaps, a tri-berry blend of sorts.
Oh, yeah.
Frozen grapes are where it's at. Try them. Delightful.
This is a fantastic way to get us started. Please send in your fruit puns. I feel like we can get a lot of this stuff. Yeah. Anyway,
Orange Cassidy is just cheating.
No, that's done. We're done with that.
Allie doubling down. This is excellent, because she knows I'm a bad berry fan.
Oh, you hit the wrong one. So yeah, this is the listen. I'm gonna be curmudgeonly about this.
Okay.
They put out the bracket for for the women's tournament yesterday. And the thing about it is that I love a tournament. I love it.
Alex, love a good tournament. Love a good tournament.
Good tourney. Big fan of the tourneys. However, you are in charge of this. Sean, you're in charge of this. This is not like some, we don't have to like defer to some spreadsheet somewhere which ranks all the wrestlers by weird like advanced metrics, and this is how we rank them. Like
ChatGPT said it has to be this way.
You know what the best possible matchup is in the finals. So you figure out what that is, and then you build the tournament out backwards from that. There is zero reason why I'm not getting Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez at Battleground for the title. There's zero reason. None. That is your money match. That's the thing everyone wants. Give it to us. Yeah. The fact that they will be meeting, perhaps, unless they do some terrible booking where because Roxanne has terrible anxiety, she's not able to win a first round match. The best possibility we get out of this is Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne.
So I'm
in the semifinals, not in the finals. In the semifinals, that's not okay with me.
Yeah, that was silly of them. I'm a little nervous after what we saw tonight. And I wouldn't totally hate it. I would just hate that they didn't do it the right way. I'm wondering if Blair Davenport is going to take someone out in the process and work her way into the finals with this. Because that's what she's doing. But
yeah,
some good in-ring setup. You are right. And that is, it's when you look at it and you're like, it's right there.
Right.
You're like, where are my glasses? Oh, they're on my face. It's the glasses on your face of tournament moves. And the other thing is, like, they probably, in a shocking upset, chose all the correct talent to be in it.
Yeah,
they just didn't arrange it right. So it's like, just now slow down, take a minute. We don't have to do the South Park Manatees with idea balls and have them be the ones to set it up.
Right.
There's just no reason that we're not getting Tiffany and her epiphanies versus Roxanne.
Yeah. I want like a shoot interview with Truth Serum. Everyone who's in NXT to tell me why you did what you did to Roxanne. What's the backstage reason for it?
Yeah.
Like, Roxanne getting the title from, were the plans for her to not get the title ever? And she just happened to like have an opportunity, and they were like, well, we got to take the title off Amanda immediately. Roxanne. Like, they had no idea what to do otherwise. And they were like, let's get the title off of Roxanne as soon as possible so we can have her earn it and tell a story that she finishes at Stand and Deliver 2025 or some shit. Like, why take the title on her to have that amazing match with Miko Satomura, which made Roxanne into a champ that you were like, okay, she's little, she's young, but damn, she can take a beating and she can go. If she can take that kind of punishment in a match against the final boss, Miko Satomura, then there's no way you can put her in the ring with somebody bigger than her and go, well, I don't know. We've already seen her take the best shots from Miko Satomura, but then you book the little thing where she collapses because oops, my anxiety. And then you have her re-enter the ladder match, but not win that. And then she gets a title shot in a triple threat versus Indy, who gets injured during the match, but she doesn't win that. Like, I think you're right. I think she's either losing in the first round versus JC Jane, or she's losing to Tiffany in the second round. Like, it's just, man.
the reason I'm nervous about the Blair Davenport angle too is it's just like way too similar what they just did to Brock and Cody on the main roster. Like same play if you're gonna have someone like get taken out around a match like that. The bigger thing with Roxanne too is not only was Indy a baffling choice in that, but we had talked about it, and I remember Jeremy saying like, "Oh yeah, he did a run-in on us when we were doing our Stand and Deliver post show." Yep. Like it just also felt like she was just in the match. Like there was at no point did her anxiety come into play during the match. No point was there anything set up for her during that match. It was very odd, and I don't know if there's some real life circumstance, which if there is, they should be doing exactly what they're doing. Or if they were like, she's a surefire call up, and then Triple H was like, nah, let's leave her at NXT for a little bit longer. Because it's just such an odd, like even for them, like we have our complaints, right, about dumb finishes and bad booking decisions, but it's not like it was a bad decision. It was such a weird decision and such a bad message to send, that one that they would normally, on a very PG product, probably champion in the other direction, to the point where we would be like, this is so corny, but then she just loses and nothing happens with it. So it feels like something in a bigger picture is kind of what's derailed Roxanne here, unless they're going to run back Roxanne and Cora, which I would not.
I don't have any interest in that at all. Like that was so poorly handled the first time. I don't have faith in them to do it right the second time. Just leave it. Leave the bad memories alone, and we'll just move on.
Leave the bad memories and the bad girls with their electric tape candlesticks alone. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a weird bracket, but it's the right people in it. So let's just hope that they don't ruin the result too much.
Yeah. So then the show starts out with them all on the ramp looking at each other next to the people they're going to fight.
Yeah.
And
thanks for the cool thumbnail.
We started out with Tiffany Stratton versus Gigi Dolin.
Yes, we did.
Tiffany does a little thing like, I have to fight all these girls so I can become champ. Gross. Toodles. Yeah. And then Gigi Dolin calls out JC Jane. Like in so much so in her little inset promo, I was like, oh, so JC is going to come out and cost her the match. And she didn't. So that's good, I guess. But like the way she was like, how dare you do what you did to my brother? I hope you make it to the semifinals so I could beat you up on my way to becoming the next NXT Women's Champion. But spoiler alert, they're not going to do that. She lost Tiffany Stratton. Decent. Stratton is improving rapidly, but can't quite do. Is there a name for the thing where Kenny does the forward roll senton thing, jumps up onto the turnbuckle and does the moonsault? Is there a name for that? Like a specific name for that maneuver? Anyway, she tries it.
No, what is that?
She tries it, but her forward roll senton did not forward roll.
It did not. It
did not work out. And then she jumps up and does her awesome moonsault, which is great.
Okay. I'm sorry to do this, but this is upsetting. Luis, please time out this person, okay? Not for real, but for real, but not for real. This is all I have, okay? This is the only impression that I got.
The Green Bay plunge. That's what it's called. Apparently.
Is that really what it's called?
That's what Luis says. I defer to Luis on all things.
Absolutely. I always call it like his Rolly Senton thing. But just to be clear, that's all I have. Okay. I have one impression.
Mm-hmm.
And my other impression is a sidekick. So don't take it away from me. It's rude.
Mm-hmm.
But a nice little match here and a fun way to get us started. It's awesome to see like just how over in the right ways Tiffany Stratton is with the crowd. Gigi's great. Kind of feels like should be on the main roster with JC Jane as a that would be the beginnings of a really good tag team division if you had the Spooky Girls, and you had Casey Caden, you had Toxic Attraction up there with some of the teams that they already have in place. Now you're talking a real division, but that feels like a really important piece that they split up for no reason. However, I've quite liked a lot of Gigi Dolin's solo work in this angle. I feel like her promos feel very authentic. She's doing well with this, so I will take it. I was surprised it was clean. It was almost it's another one. I'm always asking for clean wins, and I think you want Tiffany Stratton to look strong, so I get the clean win here, but are we just done with JC and Gigi? It feels it never feels like we got like a proper blow off to that.
Yeah, it doesn't, because it's going to continue.
Why did she interfere here?
I don't know. It feels like
at all. You know what I mean?
You have JC Jane come out and at least try and distract Gigi, which is fine because Tiffany's a heel, so she benefiting from that doesn't hurt her in any way.
Right.
And the reason you do that tonight is so that Gigi can come out and cost JC her match next week, and then you just continue the feud. It's just the way they book it. It's not great, but it's just so obviously a thing they do all the time. Yeah.
It also it doesn't feel like it's could use an AEW example, because I feel like AEW watched this one too. So when Keith Lee and Swerve, before they abandoned it for Parker Boudreaux and Trench, what I loved about it was when they were a tag team, they were working together, and then it was like, we're not on the same page. And then it was like, Swerve is doing things I'm uncomfortable with to win matches. And then it was like, no, we hate each other. This does not feel like it's progressing in a story arc that's logical. That doesn't have to be that one. You should be telling different stories, but one where it feels like the animosity is building more and more and more. Like it's just kind of been like, you were mean to my brother this whole time a little bit, since the barbershop door that goes to the other corner of the ring.
Right.
It worked for Ding Dong Hello. It doesn't work in most other situations because you open a door, touches more ring. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. Let's get hey, we forgot to do all of our greetings things that everyone sends in. So JW Pringle says, "Good evening, amazing Alex, Killer Kate, Patna, Papa Paul Elizabeth, jamming on the one beard, Meat Man, Jake Sauerzar, sisters Louise, and all the SGS. Hi." Paul Elizabeth says, "Greetings to Sir Pringle the Generous, Team Kalex the Magnificent, Louise the Supermod, the sisters, the council, and the best community ever, the SGS."
I got to see my dad for dinner and my mom. How about that?
That's awesome.
It was
Henry. Boogers?
Burgers.
I don't know what you guys eat up in upstate New York there.
Gross. No.
Boogers. Henry the Casey says, "Guess who's attending the WWE? Guess who's attending the WBD upfronts? What should I be looking for?" says Henry the Casey. And Louise says, "Send me the scoops so I can direct them to Jeremy so he can pre-write the articles."
Please, someone clip that and send it to Jeremy. He deserves it. I like when my favorite is when Jeremy's like, "At The Rock, are you coming to WrestleMania? Please let me know so I can pre-write the article."
Yeah, that's good.
He deserves it. Jeremy deserves it.
Yeah.
What should you be looking for at the upfronts? Probably a lot about the upcoming program that you'll be seeing on the Warner Brothers television networks.
Yes,
that's what I would be on the lookout for.
Yes. Do those things. Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yep, it's good. And Orion Ben 666 says, "Hi Kate, Yanks win. Meaner than evil, Alex and Luis."
The Yankees win.
Okay. We have a few good puns here to start with.
Go on.
Uh, one Lieutenant Photo says Ruby Red Grapefruit Soho.
Ruby Red Grapefruit Soho. I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Henry the Casey says Sebastian Shawberries. Peyton Carter says the American Dragon Fruit, Brian Danielson.
That's really good.
Instead of pretty Paul Avalon, it's Pretty Peach Avocado. And Barack Lemon. And this is good from Jada Pickle. The Mango Man, Randy Savage. Or you could do the Macho Mango. You could do the Macho Mango too. I mean, honestly, I like both. Insert clever Tegan Knox pun says Figgin Knox. This was not my best work, LOL.
You know what though? Considering the restrictions that you work with, not bad.
That's good. Lieutenant Photo. Boom Boom Colt Cabanana.
Oh, that's really good.
Mr. Showtime says the Blueberry Meanie. Orion Ben says Plum Breaker versus Carmelin Hayes. Chi-Town says Tay Melon. Mr. Showtime says Tomato Paxley. Chris really Pereira says Jungle Boy Jackfruit Perry. Jambeard says Droop Hudson. Fan Mango. Plum Heyman. Finn Banana. Mr. Showtime says Sammy Guava Era.
Wow, that's really
Guava
good.
Era. Chi-Town Spurs says the Grape Kali. True Infamous says the Phenomenal Fruit, AJ Strawberry. Chris Pereira says Diamond Lime, Tyler Date.
Very good.
Tom LaValle says Raspberry Horowitz. Chi-Town says Plum Harajuku. Harajuku. Okay, yeah, okay. Jambeard says Alex Plumlowski and Kate Elizabeth.
That's us.
Chi-Town Spurs says Jungle Jack Perry. Jungle Jack Pear.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have one.
What, do you?
Yeah. Ready?
What? Yeah.
Cherry Von Erich.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
I
was going to do Cherry the King Lawler, but...
Jedria Pringle says HBK is no longer the horrible booking kid. He's now the Heartberry Kiwi.
That sounds like a Snapple drink.
Does. The Chris Pereira says Farouk, a.k.a. Ron Persimmons. That's good. Larry B. Dupree's the third have with a double shot. Lemonoru Suzuki.
Stop it!
Lemonoru
So
Suzuki.
No! Oh, that's so good.
Oh gosh, you know who's been eating all of his fruits and vegetables?
Whom?
Lemonoru Suzuki.
A young Lemonoru Suzuki. Look at that like bone structure.
Oh my goodness.
This new look for Sonata looks very, very young Minoru Suzuki, and I dig it. I'm liking his championship reign so far in the New Japan world. From what I watch, I'm a casual New Japan watcher.
You could slice a tomato on those cheekbones. I tried actually.
You did?
Yes.
It was a weird night.
Chi-Town Spurs says Mercedes Sorbet.
Sorbet.
Jada Pringle says Mr. Cranberry. Cranberry. Chris Pereira says Honey Dewdrop.
Very nice.
Meet Norma says, hi, buddies, Juicy Jane and Kiwi Dolin. I'm late. You're good.
You're very good. You're right on time.
Henry the Casey says Vince McMango's NDAs of unappealing behavior.
You're not wrong.
And then Mr. Showtime says, Alex, do the voice. Shinsuke Bananamura. Michael Dammit says EO Skyfruit. Chi-Town Spurs says Kiwi Manito. And Chris Pereira is my favorite so far. Papaya Shango. And JW Pringle says this one has purple inside. Purple's a fruit. That is true. That's true. A Simpsons reference. Purple is a fruit.
Guys, come on. You're better than this. It's fruit puns, not steak puns.
Yeah. Fruit, not meat.
Wrong food group. On the pyramid,
we're already
3 to 5 servings.
We did meat puns for Meat Normus's birthday a while
That
ago.
Is correct.
Kenneth adopted it into the You Can't Escape, but Mr. Kennedy did it first as called the Green Bay Plunge.
Okay.
The rolling forward senton.
Rolling forward senton into the thing.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what I'm calling it.
Right.
It's so weird. I'm not a professional commentator.
Mm-hmm. There was a
rolling forward senton into the thing.
Mm-hmm. Good. Trick Williams was in the barbershop.
He was.
He was there. Carmelo was there. Carmelo's not fully cleared yet, so he's not allowed to be there. His ribs are still hurting.
Correct.
But Trick Williams he's got to do this. Your big thing you got to do is a battleground. The thing I have to do is tonight. And I don't want to see you get hurt. So you stay here at the barbershop. Just hang out here for hours while I go and beat up Bron Breakker.
Yeah. I will say, do you want to just go through all the little vignette thingies? Because I thought Bron's was actually really good.
The one backstage.
Yeah.
Yes, he said
the barbershops are always fun. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It also a nice justification for why Carmelo isn't there tonight. Like, it's good that they went out of their way to explain that. But I feel like Bron's past 2 promos are the most comfortable seeming he's felt in his entire run that we've seen him. Like, he's really settling into this heel character, and it's the most natural he sounded, and it's not cartoonish, and it's not weird fishing vignettes, and it's not overly amped up, whatever. Like, this feels like, because he's so believably a guy that would want to go out there and kick people's asses, like, him just having a small enough reason to do so is super believable, and the volume of his voice was very controlled, and I'm really liking kind of the shades of what we saw last week that you pointed out that you liked. I felt like that carried over into tonight about him. He's almost one of those guys that's a little scarier when he's not so amped up, but he is super controlled. I really liked that, and I thought the main event was definitely Trick's best match that we've seen him in. But the way it was set up was very logical and good, and it's encouraging to see this from Bron, because I was like, just call the guy up already. What are we doing with this heel run? But I think he's settling into something really nice. So I'm glad he's sticking around to explore it a little bit more.
I did think it was very funny where he said the thing he said was, well, Mackenzie asked him, well, why the change in attitude? You know, it's this thing happened like 6 weeks ago. You're just getting around to asking him this now, Mackenzie. What a fantastic journalist you are. But he says
she's really good though. But gave her dumb.
She's great. They gave her dumb things to say. But anyway, he says, "Oh, there's no change in attitude." And then he proceeds to say, there's just been an entirely different change of attitude. Like he says, there's no change in attitude, and then lists off all the ways he's entirely different now. I was like, well, that constitutes a change of attitude, bro.
He's just like, I hate it here and I hate everybody here.
I mean, this is a guy who had meaner than evil written on the back of his singlet, so he obviously doesn't understand words very well. But,
correct.
He does
not.
But yeah, but I did appreciate the tone of this, and also just love him being fed up with everybody. And just like, I'm gonna put him in the same hospital I put you in. Was good. Like, just
and he said hospital. Win for normal jargon.
Win for normal jargon. And I'm also a sucker for the big bad, horribly injures the best. I'm a sucker for that in movies. It always gets me in the feels. It's always like, now he has to get revenge because his best friend has been hurt by this very same bad guy. It's the blood sport phenomenon.
Well, that's what I also just love about stables in general. Like, that's when AEW first started and it was evident it was going to be a stable heavy promotion. I was excited because I really like stable heavy things, because the most natural thing in the world is like, hey, you kicked my friend's ass. Now I want to kick your ass, because why would you kick my friend's ass? That's a super logical, easy, clean way to start setting up feuds, right? So happy to see that. But yeah, I'm liking this from Bron, man. This is good stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your friend Nathan Frazer and whatever the hell this is? Because I don't know what this is. I don't know what we're doing with this guy.
Wait, wasn't this at the end of the show though? Or are you just trying to get out of the way?
No, you're back. No, but you said you wanted to do all the backstage stuff, so I was like, okay, all backstage stuff.
Oh, I meant as far as the main event, condensing. Yeah.
I guess we'll get back to this weird Nathan Frazer does Alex Jones segment later.
It's so weird.
So weird. Yeah. So I guess we'll get back to it. Yeah. So we got Gallus versus the Dyad before the match. Before the match, we got, if you're of a certain age and you see Cult Guy wearing big, like, covers most of his face glasses, you have like a visceral memory of all the photos of Dave Koresh that came out in the early 90s. And it's a very, very specific set of glasses. These ones happen to have a yellow tint in them. But
that was just from the Party City masks.
Joe Gacy being like, Ava Rain, I took your advice, and I will not be accompanying you to ringside. I have my own things I must accomplish. Like, his weird, weird back, and is very odd. Anyway, so the match happens. It's really good because Jagger Reed, aka James Drake, tweeted out, we'll always give our all for you. And kind of like acknowledging, we don't want to be here.
Right.
They're doing this thing, putting us on TV more than we've been for the past year, because we asked for our release, thinking it's going to make us want to stay. We don't want to be here. But if we're asking us to go out and have a match, we're going to wrestle the best match we possibly can. That's awesome. Good for them. And also, just let him go. Just book a story reason why Joe Gacy kicks him out of the group, and they let him leave. Let him leave. They don't need to be there anymore.
Not before Wembley. They're not going anywhere. That thing sold 60,000 tickets without a card. They're not helping out the competition. But good on them. Very professional to do work on the way out. And only looks better for when you do sign your next contract somewhere else. Like, you be very in demand. The more I think about their next steps, the more I feel like, man, there's some fun stuff happening in that ROH tag division that would be phenomenal for them. Them versus Aussie Open is a dream match in my brain. I would love to see a lot of teams that are out there and what they can do on the this kind of more open market. Like there's endless ones that I want to see.
Like when GYV were winning the tag titles in NXT UK, the first they beat Mustache Mountain to become the first ever NXT UK tag champions. I was watching these guys and I was like, man, I'd love to see these dudes face the Revival, because that was when the Revival was the Revival.
Yeah,
and now they're the FTR. Like that's never gone out of my brain. Like just they're both so damn like it. Honestly, it feels like they communicate telepathically between the tag partners. It's so fun to like watch them, like absolute perfect timing where this guy's got to be here, and if he's not here right now, the whole match falls apart, and they're always there. That's FTR and that's GYV, and I was happy to see this. Because I thought they might have been doing the FTR Revival thing where they were like, you guys want your release? No, don't go anywhere. Here, we'll give you the tag titles for a couple of weeks. Like, I thought they might have done that here just as a weird reactionary thing. So I was watching the match going like with some of the near falls thinking this might be possible. When everything broke down, we're like, Ivy Nile is backstage watching the match, and the Creed boys put on blue masks for no reason. Yeah. And she has like PTSD and runs down to the ring. And then she attacks Ava Raine, and then everybody else is down there. Like there's a whole rigmarole happening on the outside. I was like, this could honestly benefit either team. You ever know who could happen when all this stuff is happening on the outside? But the Gallus wins, and there you go.
And there you go. This was a perfectly good match. I didn't think this was going to go either way, just because if they also have GYV on like Level Up and stuff, right? So I'm I'm a little less optimistic. I think they're just going to be used kind of as workhorses, but I wouldn't be too stunned to see them have gone over. I just think it'll probably be built up to a bigger spot for Gallus here, but really, really fun match. Like, not as fun as your impression of Gallus, but really good stuff. But nothing is, so that's an unfair expectation, I guess. But
but Gallus wins, and then Joe Coffey gets in the match, gets in the ring with the two guys. He's like, "Hey boys, you thinking what I'm thinking? Pub, pint, drink." I was like it's just a little too much.
A little heavy-handed. But it's NXT. Everything is.
But it's NXT. And but then they get confronted by the Creeds, who then the Gallus is like, "It's champions only. We'll go to the pub by ourselves here," and they go. And then
what is that champions only pub? Like, if they showed up there, would they be like, "I'm sorry, I don't know. Do you have your ID and your title with you?"
Yeah, they're there and they're drinking, right? And celebrating having won the match. This is much later in the program, but Tony D and Stax come in, and they're very personable, very respectful, because that's how it worked last time when it was just the other Gallus boys, Wolfgang and Mark. They came in, they did a little negotiation, they left with a match, for the tag titles. And so they want to do that again. But Joe brings out this weird sawed-off club thing and threatens him with it. And like, that's not how it's going now. I'm here, so I make all the decisions for my boys, and you're not getting the title match. Get out of here. And so Tony D bristles at this. He's like, "Hey, we come over here and make a deal, eh?" And then I didn't realize this was a Scottish bar because, like, everybody, all the time. Like a bunch of dudes behind Stax and Tony D stand up, and they're like, "Hey, you're not allowed to make make vague, threatening gestures at our friends who are in canon, the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang. Like, it was very odd. Like, Tony D needs more dudes. Like, honestly, when those guys stood up, I thought they might have been Tony D's plants.
Like, yeah, I kind of thought that too.
Those guys came in and were casing the place out, and one texted Tony D and said, yeah, they're here. And Tony D comes in and says, these are my friends. This is Tony, Anthony, and Mark, and the other guy as well. I forget your name. What's that, Carmine? Okay. All of you, we're going to beat you up. Like, I honestly thought we were going to do that, but no. He needs to have more guys. Tony D should have a faction of 5 dudes, like him, Stacks, and 3 other guys. They should run the numbers game on everybody.
Yeah, it's just like it's the mob. So do that. And didn't they set up the Creeds with a feud in the bar playing darts?
Right, but also then Tony D and Stacks came in and like, hey, you guys just want to have a regular tag match? How about a 3-way? Like, it was that kind of thing.
I haven't decided yet if I love or hate the idea of Gallus setting up all of their feuds at the bar.
No, honestly, I don't mind.
That could be super fun or real bad. I don't know yet. I'm here for it though. So far, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind it, but so far the one guy who we all seem to think is the perfect fit to be another dude in there is doing his own thing, which involves getting beaten up by Von Wagner for some reason. Alpha Bill, we are doing fruit puns. Alpha Bill is asking, are we doing puns? The answer is always yes. Tonight it's fruit puns. Fruit puns. I don't know where this is going exactly, but I do know that the Dyad versus the Creeds is happening next week.
Yes. In ring, that should be real fun. That's always been the stumbling point that we're at.
Right. Jane Beard says Tony needs that one guy I told you about. Looks like he's a real life mobster. Yes, it's Luca Crucifino, I think.
Yeah.
He had a match versus Tyler Bate last week, I think, on Level Up. He wrestles in a waistcoat, tie, and slacks. Yeah. His Luca Crucifino Esquire. He's a lawyer. Just get rid of all that shtick. Put him in a leather jacket.
100%.
And a white t-shirt. Make him, call him Luca. That's all you got to do is, this is my boy Stacks, might have bought a Luca. Like, hey, we're going to kick. Like, it's perfect.
Well, there's a fun story of him getting, one in to the faction. Like, that could be really fun if they do it. But when you showed me his picture, I was like, immediately yes.
Well, I don't even know why he's why is he not yet? Why, when he finally showed, when he walked into the PC for the first time, Tony D should have been like, I want him, this guy. Like, it's very obvious. Yeah. Julie Cutler's here. It says banana JAS.
That's very good. Hi, Julie. She's so sweet.
This is so good. I got to do this one too. This one's from Twitch. The Grape Muda. Come on, people. How have we not done Grape Muda? That is not the first time it's going up. Grape Muda. So let's talk about that guy and his involvement in the show tonight, which is ridiculous. Why call up Von Wagner as a free agent to immediately delve into his background as a storyline on NXT? When, as I will remind you, the last match he had, he lost. And the stipulation was, if he lost, Robert Stone would no longer have anything to do with him. And 2 weeks since then, Robert Stone has had many things to do with him. What are we doing?
Alex? When we left our heroes last week, they were angry at each other. Von Wagner was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And they just didn't really revisit it. They were like, what's your favorite ice cream? Like, this
they They did tonight, but it was like Robert Stone pulling a fast one on him. It was like, I got to learn more about you. Tell me your favorite things in these categories. And he goes, burger. And I assumed he was going to like drop the name of a restaurant where he gets burgers. You know, like not say, maybe you can't say Five Guys because unless you've got to deal with them or something, but like
that's for New Japan, just fine.
Whatever, like yeah, whatever, like or whatever. But like he says, burger, bacon burger, fries. Oh, that's tough. Chili cheese fries. Like who? Like when somebody says, "What's your favorite fries?" Like they're not asking what kind of fry. Usually, they're asking where do you go to get the best fries that you eat.
And it's a very I don't know if I've ever been asked in like a lightning round capacity.
That's true. It is a lightning round capacity. It's true.
Like what?
Right.
On earth was this?
So then he says, ice cream. He says, oh, chocolate chip mint. No, cookies and cream all day. Well, if it's all day, you wouldn't have said chocolate chip mint. You know what I mean?
And you would not be able to wrestle. Even for where he's at. All That's day true. Ice cream is not a healthy lifestyle.
But then Robert Stone says, okay, good. Mine's pistachio. Now, what do you see when you look at this photo? And he shows him the same photo of the very small child with a scar on his head. And Vaughn says, Stone, I told you I don't want to. And then Luca Crucifino, who we've never been introduced to on the main roster, he's just a dude who shows up and says, hey, Vaughn, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you're looking to get ahead, huh? And then the hot chick who's with him says, that's not funny. And it made me, I thought he had said something about her, but then I realized, oh, no, she doesn't like that he's making a joke at the expense of there's no way that she or he could have seen the photo that Robert Stone was holding up to Von Wagner. So him seeing it and immediately within 2 seconds making a joke about it doesn't make any sense. Somehow that is not the thing that makes the least sense on this episode of NXT.
In the prop world particularly, but we'll talk about it. That spot was super creative. So I hate, like, I don't like to rip on things that I rarely see or haven't seen in wrestling before. The execution of it wasn't great, but it was so close to being incredibly cool. This was just not, like, you announce him as a free agent. His main roster appearance was standing next to someone on SmackDown where only Sami Zayn acknowledged him. And that was even only with a side glance of like, you could acknowledge this guy? Or I don't know what they're expecting to see from Von Wagner at this point in the game. I don't know if they know what they're looking for in him. It's very weird.
Well, I thought they were going to try and do something like, hey, let's find a way to like squeeze out a personality out of this guy. And they were going to have him be like some kind of more comedy thing. Like see if we can actually handle doing something that's not just like me smash. Like, is there something else to him? But instead of doing like some weird, like tugging at the heartstrings thing, like that eventually Robert Stone is going to draw out of him a story about how he had brain surgery as a child. And this is going to make us like, well, I feel really bad for the guy, and now I want to see him suck at wrestling on my TV more often. Like, I don't understand, like, what that's a thing. Like, this is the thing, is that Omos is one of the greatest dudes you'll ever see. What he does for his home nation of Nigeria and his family, it's awesome. It doesn't change the fact that I don't think he's good at wrestling. Like, there's just like you can say that guy's cool personally. And also, that guy's bad in the ring and I don't want to see him.
Sure.
Just like I can say, that guy's a piece of trash in real life, but in the ring, he can really go. And there's a thing. It's like, does that make me want to watch him less or more? I'm not really sure. Whatever. It's weird.
I just can't imagine this is going anywhere good. And
I can't either.
He's not winning along the way. Like, he hasn't doesn't have wins. Robert Stone doesn't manage winners.
I think
it was supposed to be a play of like the criticism of Von Wagner in real life is like Robert Stone had said, you're a come Tuesday meme. Like, what do you really have in you?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you're gonna do that and lean into it, and the answer continues to be like, usually that reveal, I feel like, is done by like super serious, big, angry wrestler guy, and then you find out he's a world-class ukulele player. Like, that's the way WWE likes to do stuff. But like, you have not built him up to be credible enough or intimidating enough or anything other than human ambient enough where that big reveal pays off in some way. So it feels like they're now trying to backtrack that. They're going to reveal something serious about him from when he was a child, and they're going to do zero creative effort to make that relate to him as an adult wrestler, which is going to be maddening for you and for me. Because him having brain surgery as a child, assuming his brain is just fine.
Yeah.
Hope you watch out for the concussions. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it doesn't change much unless we get some amazing monologue from him that pulls at the heartstrings. But I'm not holding my breath on
that. Jake Sauerzar says the Sharp Break Kid does it again. And Jambeard says, speaking of free agents, bring Ali to NXT. Him versus Wesley and him versus Carmelo sound like fantastic matches. Don't they just? Man, I pitched Ali coming to NXT years ago when I was like, he never got a shot. He never got to wrestle in front of those crowds that would pop huge for his shit. He always had to wrestle in front of disinterested main roster stuff in the middle of a match where he's got to like, oh, I guess I got to fill 3 minutes against this random dude, or a 205 Live when he would somehow bring a crowd to life that was literally asleep after SmackDown. Like, I've been wanting this forever, and I have to give up on it. It's never gonna happen.
There's a whole bunch of guys on the main roster I'd like to see Mustafa against, but we will see.
Hey, there's a mystery hacker, or no, she's just a person who she attacked.
She's a parking lot assailant gal.
She's the NXT parking lot assailant. She attacked Nikita Lyons out there. She attacked Wendy Chu out there. She attacked Sol Ruka in the back. I guess it was raining that day and they couldn't film out in the parking lot. I say again, has anyone asked Wendy Chu if she saw anything? Because, like, she's the one person who hasn't been sent away for a year to do rehab. She's actively wrestling on Level Up tonight. Somebody should like put a microphone instead of one in front of Wendy Chu and say, hey, so this person who attacked you, do you see who it was? And she'll be like, oh yeah, it was Blair Davenport. Like, honestly, I would love if that's how we found out. In like a month and a half. In a month and a half, Mackenzie goes, hey, Wendy Chu, I never asked you. Did you see who attacked you in the parking lot? It's like, oh yeah, it's Blair Davenport.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for somebody to come and ask me.
Yeah. I can voice idea.
It is totally Blair. Anyway, there's a behooded figure who's watching videotape of all this, looking very hackery.
Of course.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's got to be Blair Davenport, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's as Louise says, it's Lady Scripps.
Ooh, Lady Scripps.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Ventura.
Yep.
Lady.
I don't know. It'd be fun, but I don't think so. Duke Hudson defends the honor of Thea Hale versus Javier Bernal for some reason. This is the weird thing. I don't like is they're doing an Andre Chase off TV for a few weeks storyline, or is he like injured and they actually want to take a look at something for a bit? Like I don't know what it is, but this whole thing, this is what I hate about it. Because I really like Duke Hudson. I don't give a shit either way about Javier Bernal. His character is entirely inconsequential. I like Duke Hudson. His thing of like, whether or not he actually really likes being in charge of Chase U, is, I guess, something to do. But then Vic Joseph says, one thing's for sure, no matter what, we all know that Duke Hudson learned everything he knows from Andre Chase. And I'm like, that's just fucking false, because this is a dude who had a career before he even came here. He didn't meet Andre Chase until like 6 months ago. I hate when I am lied to by the commentary.
Oh,
I hate it.
Yeah, but I think if we're trying to buy into the idea that Chase U is a wrestling history school, though, I don't think he necessarily meant everything.
I'm not trying to buy into that idea.
Well,
that idea is stupid.
I mean, it's wrestling. I didn't take it as like he taught him everything to know about how to be a wrestler in the ring. Thea Hale being her crazy little self and like almost auxiliary chopping someone actually popped me huge. Javi hasn't found it yet. Whatever this character is supposed to be. This was different from the goofy stuff he was doing with Mackenzie Mitchell, which I think is good. I really, really like Duke Hudson. Like he's really good. I think this is fun. I think ever since the first layer of me being able to get my head around this more than you was when they made it translate to a wrestling ring. The second layer of it has been Duke Hudson being kind of the catalyst for it and in control. And so I'm warming up to it more and more with that. It still doesn't fully make sense, but it makes sense in a way that like how wrestling things don't make sense. So I can get into it a little bit more, and like Duke Hudson continues to walk this line very well of Chase U, like playing this, which side of the line am I on? Like when Mr. Chase comes back, am I gonna give him the reins or am I not? Like he's executing that well. So it's still not my favorite thing in the world, but they continue to make progress with making it make sense in a professional wrestling framework, which is mostly what I ask for and rare to come by in NXT. Most things don't make sense here.
Eddie Thorpe defeated Damon Kemp. This is good.
This was really good.
This is better than has any right to be where it is on the card. But like Kemp, I think, proved a lot in the stuff with the Creeds that he's not ready to like carry something on his own, but he can be a serious number 2 in a tag. It's just weird. Like that he just went away for a while and now he's back, but he's doing this thing with Eddie Thorpe where he's definitely supposed to be on losing end of this feud. I don't know what the plans are for that guy, but I definitely see him being serviceable for a good while and getting better and better. And Eddie Thorpe is really good. Like,
really good.
So this was good. And like, Damon Kemp disrespecting Eddie Thorpe by saying, "Hey, throw this water bottle away for me." And then Eddie Thorpe taking umbrage with it, and they get one match out of it, which Eddie Thorpe wins. It's the middle of the first hour of NXT special where we did the thing last week, set up this match happens, and there's an 80% chance that that's just it. You know what I mean?
I think they might try and build it because they also were like leaning into some young boy shit, right? So they at least have the opportunity to. I thought the match was really good. Like Damon Kemp is moving really well, and Eddie Thorpe, man, I'd seen him a little bit on the indies, but not enough that I feel confident to speak to his abilities. But after tonight, like his striking was really crisp, and he is a really good blend of athleticism, but very hard hitting. Like it's really, really fun to watch him. And they just had good in-ring chemistry. Like, I think you're right. And that the young boy in the story was probably leading the match a little bit more in a way.
Right.
But I thought Kemp looked really good. Like, he's a bigger dude and he moves pretty all right. So this was kind of like a sleeper too. I wasn't expecting a ton out of it, but it ended up being a really good match and a pretty decent episode. So I'll take it.
Yeah. We got back-to-back good things because we got Ilja Dragunov versus Dijak, which was great for as long as they let it last. The Ilja chops were fucking brutal. Like, you tell me, hey, we're going to get Ilja Dragunov versus Dijak, and they want to kill each other. I'm like, I'll sign up for that 7 days in a row. This has undercard of Battleground written all over it, especially after the finish here, which is just Dijak saying, screw it. I'm just going to just run over the ref with my chair to hit Dijak with the chair. And the ref, he deliberately got himself DQ'd. Because it's not about wins and losses, it's about justice. Also, I got to say, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where, do you know when I am paying attention to the TV the least watching NXT is during entrances. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's never anything interesting.
Did
like,
you
once you
miss Ilya's fashion tonight then?
I guess he had fashion.
A really nice cape. Really.
Well,
nice.
he always has a nice cape. Was it
like a really
cape?
nice red and black, dramatic. Yeah, it was fashion tonight.
But I must have missed Dijak doing the full Sin City entrance. With like I've seen him come out in black and white and everything. But I like they've actually done some stuff graphically to the screen to make it look like the stylized black and white comic book style of Sin City, and then his name is in the red Sin City font on top of that, and I had never seen that before. And I was like, is this the first time he's done that? And Dijak DM'd me and said, I've been doing this since Vengeance Day. I was like, well, then I'm dumb because I haven't been paying attention to your interest, Mr. Dijak. I'm sorry about that, but it's badass because listen, 2005 was a very interesting time. Like, Sin City was like a thing that came out in 2005, and it was absolutely of the era of the mid-aughts. We're like, let's do this really art housey, like super CGI thing with Benicio del Toro and Mickey Rourke and Clive Owen and Bruce Willis. And like, it was just this great thing. And I haven't thought about that movie in a decade, but in 2005, when I saw it, it was like, this is cinema. This is cinema.
I like how much he just kind of leans into the tropes that he's outlined. Like, he's at times it's felt very like 80s action hero-y type stuff, like the Sin City stuff for sure. Like, it's fun when everybody creates their worlds, right? Like, ROH is doing everything it can to make it feel like a sport. NXT, let's be real, the wheels are off. Like, it's a wild and wacky world. Sometimes you get some fun stuff. Sometimes you get some really not great stuff. But there's certainly no container. We can say that about it. So abuse it. Go to the fullest extent of the law with it. Lean in if you're going to lean in. Like, lean in hard. And Dijak has done that. But he knows that there's a time and a place for that, which I appreciate. Because in the ring, he's not goofing around. It's very real. It's very feels like he's there to kick ass and deliver justice. And him and Dragunov just had it. Whatever that thing is, whatever that ring chemistry thing.
And when
is,
they actually booked them to have a full length match with a finish that's not an intentional DQ, it's going to be one of the matches of the month, if not the year, because these two guys can absolutely go.
For sure. And I don't like DQs, but this one did serve a bigger story. I'll say that.
Right, no.
If you're going to do one, this one worked.
as soon as it happens, you go, well, this is going to be on the battleground card, and it's going to be a contender for match of the night for sure. But then the beatdown happened, and
it breaks my heart to not talk warmly about it because the attempt of it was really cool, but the execution just was not really cool.
It's the thing is that he takes the ring steps from where they are, because the ring steps are hollow. I don't know if everybody knows this. Ring steps are hollow. They usually hit them, but they're like, it's metal. So I guess
steel. They're steel. They're solid steel.
But they're not solid. They are hollow. Like they're hollow. You can see when people pick them up, they're hollow. So they're hollow, and he takes them and puts them like over sideways. He brings them around, and there's like a trapezoid cut in it, so that the ring steps can fit around the ring post. Okay, so that it's there, and then he puts Ilja Dragunov on the ground, and then he like tilts it over so the trapezoidal cutout is going over his chest. And if Dragunov laid on his back, the trapezoidal cutout would come out about 8 inches above his chest. Yeah. So he has to twist into it and kind of push his ribs up against it. Dude is out here straight up playing make-believe as Dijak climbs up onto it, and like the added weight of Dijak is supposed to crush him. Like we already saw him do a really cool, like, I'm crushing your ribs thing with him with the garage door, because the garage door was actually making contact with his ribs. Like it's one of those things of like, it to me, it looked so silly that like the whole thing, all the illusion of it just went away. I love these two dudes, and I'm really excited for this feud. And I think their match, when they really get it, especially if it's going to be at a takeover type of thing, is going to be awesome. I just hate having to watch like Ilja Dragunov, like my daughter who slides under the coffee table and has to pretend like it's crushing her. Like she's out there just like playing pretend.
Yeah, it was a creative idea. And the other thing is Dragunov's just not that big of a dude. He's just not shredded, but he's a tinier dude. So like just from a body mass perspective, he wasn't gonna kind of fill in that cutout. But I always appreciate when there's something I either haven't seen in wrestling before or haven't seen in a long time in wrestling before. I remember Randy Orton doing some really cool stuff with steel stairs. Especially when I first started watching, like in 2009, like when he was in Legacy, he was using steel stairs on everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've seen him used like this. And the part, I completely get what you're saying, and I agree. But I prefer that type of creativity, especially because they have the story of him isolating the ribs. And when you're not looking at Dragunov and you looked at Dijak, the facial expression, I was like, oh man, if that gap was just filled in a little more, this would be amazing. But Dijak climbing those stairs in the opposite direction and the maniacal look on his face. Oh, I loved that part so much. If they could just, if Dragunov was just a little fluffier or bigger, it would have been perfect.
He was out there selling the hell out of it.
He was trying.
I'll tell you that much.
He was
trying so hard, and I was like,
his body up.
Ilja, just roll over on your back. You'll be fine, dude.
You're gonna scoot out a Looney Tune.
he literally could have just scooted out of it and not even been in there anymore.
That would have been such a funny spot if Dijak's like still up there, like and he's like, hey. He just waves and goes to the back. Doesn't even.
I'm good. Thanks, though. Tyler Bate burns a lot of incense while he meditates.
Yes.
And Wesley thinks it smells like pot.
Weed jokes. More weed jokes. I haven't been around this since I was hanging out with Riddle.
Tyler Bate and Charlie Dempsey have themselves a good little match. That then ends up being like Joe Gacy. Oh, the thing he was doing for himself was to come down and confront Wesley, and Drew Gulak does not like that somebody else is out here to confront Wesley. And in the ring, Tyler Bate, a very smart wrestler, is stupid in this match and ends up getting dragon suplexed and pinned by Charlie Dempsey.
He sold the shit out of that dragon suplex.
Sure.
Woo.
Yeah. I love Tyler Bate. And I really like Charlie Dempsey, and I liked what I was watching this match. And then the thing at the end, and I just was like, yeah, okay. I will say update on my Xfinity thing. Well, like there's a little rectangle that I don't know
that
NXT like
is too small for.
No, the NXT like sends like a little poster basically of the top people. And when you click on I want to watch NXT, there's a little poster of the top people in NXT. For a while, Saray was on it, and I was like, this is when she was like out for a really long time, and she's not there anymore. That's been like 2 posters ago. I forget what the last one was, but this one has Roxanne, Tiffany, Mello, Bron, Wesley, and Tyler Bate. So Tyler Bate is like one of the 6 on the poster, and I'm like, I hope this isn't a Saray thing where like you anticipated her being a major part of the show, and then she just wasn't. I'm hoping that's not a thing with Tyler Bate, but Tyler Bate versus Wesley at Battleground needs to be the plan here. I just there's only 2 more shows between now and then, and Joe Gacy wants a part of it, and Drew Gulak wants a part of it, and I don't need it. Like just Wesley versus Tyler Bate is in a 1-on-1 match, and give him 20 minutes to mess around could be great. I don't need another like, hey, let's put 6 dudes, and like I don't need any more of those.
No, and I would even argue that Wesley should probably have a 1-on-1 defense where it's not.
Yeah,
like I feel like it's been a triple threat and a multi-man match. Like we've seen a lot of that. I would like to see Wesley in a built story with one other competitor. Would not be mad about a title change there. I feel like the timing isn't bad for Wesley to drop, and I feel like Tyler Bate would be a great fit for a next North American champion. Like I think that's a really nice position for him on the card. I think it's a really great place for him to give some other people some great matches while doing great work himself. So wouldn't hate that idea, and also just kind of craving that Wesley like 1-on-1 story. If we can get it, that would be refreshing.
Luis is telling me that the current roster poster consists of everybody that I was talking about, but not Tyler Bate, and instead Cora, which is like the worst trade ever for me.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying what I don't know where it is elsewhere, but on my Xfinity like app that I'm on, when I go click NXT, that's the thing it's on. Raw has like Becky and Seth and
Cody.
No, Bobby Lashley, but they got to update that shit because he's on SmackDown now.
Yeah.
And Cody.
They're not always great with that. Remember they had a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view and they were like, Sasha Banks, and they were like, she walked out 5 months ago at that point.
Not happening. Sorry. You're more likely to get Yokozuna to show up to your Saudi pay-per-view. Just let you know.
That'll never not be funny.
Yep. So there's a Dragon Lee interview where they show film of Noam Dar as being like, come on my talk show next week.
Alicia
it's called Noam Talks, but it's not, but it should. It's called Supernova Sessions, but it should be called Noam Talks. But yeah,
it should be called that. Also, like, we just don't need that many talk shows. We don't need Nathan Frazer. And
Nathan Frazer doing this weird it's just so
the
odd.
Kids are saying it's a John Oliver.
It's so not. These people, the kids who are saying that are not watching John Oliver. They're saying that because he's British. Like, there's 100 ways you could do a John Oliver ripoff. This is not one of them.
Well, and you shouldn't, because John Oliver's segments are extremely long. That would be a terrible idea. He goes, part of what I like about John Oliver is he's like, I'm going to go very into depth on this one thing. You can't do that on a wrestling program. That's like a half hour. So Noam Dar is great, and I think really quickly he has found kind of the bliss point that you don't get a lot with NXT. Carmelo has it of character and gimmick like fusing a little bit, where it kind of leans into the exaggerated style that NXT loves to have, but it feels authentic enough and like you're still hearing from an actual human being, which is, I don't know if I've seen anybody unlock it that fast. Like Carmelo's probably pretty close. Like he figured it out pretty early, but like that's a really tough cross section to hit, especially with the world that he comes from, because it's not a gimmicky one. Really, really hit the nail on the head, even with just like this smaller thing. I don't know what to tell you about this Nathan Frazer thing. I felt like they had a indie version of John Cena on their hands with his big entrance and his happy-go-luckiness and whatever. This talk show thing is, I think they're trying to dig more into his personality because, as I've said, he's almost just like a golden retriever, but I didn't mean that in a bad way. I love golden retrievers. Like, he just has that, like, very happy to be here innocence about him. I think you should have probably maybe stayed leaning into that and just let him be great in the ring. I don't know. This was like bad cable news talk show meets QTV. It doesn't.
It feels like some dude set up a green screen in his basement and is trying to do like a little, here's the news with my tilt on it thing, and 90% of those are like really weird, like, the lizard people are coming, things. So like,
okay, that I'm actually here for. If it's full blown conspiracy theory a la our friend Graps.
I mean, perhaps, but he just like, I'm from Jersey, not New Jersey, the OG Jersey, which is a little island near between England and France. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm glad to know where you're from. What are you talking about? Anyway, so he actually wants to be a part of this whole thing with Noam Dar and Dragon Lee as well. So he wants to be a part of the Heritage Cup thing, and he's making fun of him. So I guess that's kind of what we do here. For cradling a trophy like a baby and kissing it.
Yeah, but
which
he
is
said
weird.
He was gonna put like an end to his baby. And I was like, that's very harsh out of context.
Too much. Yeah, too much. So listen, I'm all for Nathan Frazer versus Dragon Lee versus Noam Dar for this Heritage Cup deal.
Just want to run away from this gimmick real fast.
Yep.
Alex.
It's true. Yeah, no, it's no, as Luis points out, Noam's been the same since ICW, since before he got signed. Like, his character's been very true the whole time. It's very true. So
yes, that is true. It's good stuff. It is good stuff. Alex, sometimes though, your Heritage Cup don't runneth over.
You know what I mean? It's true. It doesn't do that.
Sometimes you need a little help to make your Heritage Cup stand tall.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you want to shine up your Heritage Cup real nice, you need a little bit of help from our friends at Bluechew.
Spring has sprung, but maybe your penis hasn't. Bluechew and the code Fightful is going to fix that. Whether you're in the mood or you're trying to get in the mood, Bluechew and the code Fightful has you covered. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. They work. But it comes to you discreetly. You're not going to have everybody at the pharmacy or the doctor's office be like, what's he getting? Because somebody else is getting a little something once you use Bluechew and the code Fightful. You meet with an online physician, and if approved, it arrives straight to your door discreetly. And how about this? How about free? You just pay $5 shipping. That's it. Pay $5 shipping. And you're going to have that performance, that main event performance, that confidence. It's not just for people with a problem performing sexually. It's for that confidence, that main event. Bluechew and the code Fightful.
I'm so good at segues. It's
You
almost
are.
boring how good I am.
It is almost boring.
So reliable.
Almost. Hey, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, double vest in the beach. They're
I had no
apparently
idea who you were talking about until you just called it by
they're
their name.
hanging out with Danny Palmer, who's getting advice from them on what to do in their next match. It's like there are literally 50 people in this building, Danny Palmer, you should go to before you go to any of these yahoos. But okay. So they have like a little friendly let's have a match, why not, with Hank and Tank. And considering how this match went and how they split amicably afterwards and everybody's friends, I think we should create a whole faction. But if we're going to have the whole faction together, then we got to have names that rhyme with Hank and Tank. So I think we got to change Double Vest's name to Frank, and then Beach can be Wank. So it's Hank and Tank and Frank and Wank. Because he's canonically a virgin. Like, it's in canon, he's a virgin, so of course his name is Wank.
Of course. It just
that's
fits.
good. That's good. Spank and Yank.
There you go.
I like Frank being in there because it kind of maybe we're just gonna do regular things, but then we call him Wank.
It's like a swerve.
Yeah.
So you do have to have it be in that order. That's the only thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm truly not ready to abandon the names Double Vest in the Beach.
I know. It's just a quick joke. Well, they showed a picture of them on some NXT thing together, and they just looked like they were all cousins.
Yeah, like these
are the guys you avoid at the family reunion because they're just whipping beer cans at each other's heads. Like it's just.
I'm just trying to play volleyball, man, with my cousins. Like, yeah.
I love Tank. I think Tank's great. I think Hank is weighing him down. I think honestly, like Tank is ready to move on to something better, and Hank is still learning how to do this shit. And Tank's he's got so much personality, as evidenced by the fact that he legit had a tooth knocked out, and then he spit it out, picked it up, opened his singlet, and dropped it in like it was a breast pocket. That dude's got really great instincts. And then he's standing up there smacking his own face where he lost the tooth, and just like that guy's got something. I don't know what it is, but there's a thing that a lot of guys don't have. For example, Von Wagner doesn't have this, which is the ability to full on commit to whatever he's doing, and never sees. I've seen Hank Tank. Seen Tank do two things. Okay. And Tank is he's always just so damn present with everything. Just he feels like he's completely there and doing everything. Like it's I don't know. There's an energy that he brings that's really, really interesting to me.
They're gonna make him Otis 2.0, so don't get too excited. But he has what Bad Bunny has that I was so floored by this weekend, which is he has wrestler's instincts already. That thing where it is that being ultra present in the moment thing. Like it's pulling off everything that's not the planned sequences that you agented beforehand and all that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that always impresses me. And that's what draws me in as a fan. I watch for the in-ring storytelling. That's my thing. It's my favorite part about wrestling. It's the most specific to wrestling thing in the world. I love it. And he's got it. It's pretty cool to see that early. I don't know. I'm sure he was on Level Up. I don't really watch for the Level Up. But it is fun to see someone that in it while they're there. The putting the tooth in the breast pocket thing was hysterical. It was so funny. I loved it.
Orion Ben saying runs with the Beer City Bruiser.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good comparison.
It does feel like there's something there. You know, honestly, what it feels like is okay. I don't know anything about him at all. I'm talking about just the energy that he possesses as he walks to the ring during matches. It feels like somebody bombed Daddy Magic with gamma radiation and hulked him. Like he's just this bigger, more energetic, freaky strong version of Daddy Magic.
I don't know what.
You know, there's something there about him.
I love that.
I don't know. Anyway, Briggs and Jensen win. They pin Tank. Hank needs better gear. Tank's got great gear.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
Hank needs better gear.
I missed the outfit.
Uh-huh.
With the outfit, the one outfit he had, I had so many questions. I was so intrigued. I needed to know what the deal was with his one outfit. Now I'm like, what? Come on. Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
You follow up the one outfit you've had in your life with medium boring gear? Get it together. You're freaking Hank and Tank. Get it together.
A fun nickname for Hank and Tank could be propane accessories.
No, that's their dual finisher. That's got
propane and propane accessories. It's the propane and propane accessories. So one of them's got to do one thing, the other guy does another one.
There you go.
I like that a lot. First round match was Lyra Valkyria versus Kiana. This is good. Kiana James is continuing to get better and better, and Lyra Valkyria is good.
Yeah. Question. It's a really important question. Is Lyra Valkyria a bird?
Yes.
Yep. So we all, if you believe in evolution, we all came from like monkeys, right?
I mean, to simplify it, sure.
To simplify, we're going simple. All right. She came from a bird.
She says.
Okay, because there was a lot of like her being a bird and talking about how she's evolved, and I feel like the only logical conclusion I could draw from the video package is that she's a bird, which is that is inherently something that is interesting. I can't argue with that. I have questions about how you were raised a little bit, I'm gonna say. But
she was raised because she hatched from an egg in a nest, and then her mommy bird came and regurgitated food for her for the first few weeks of her life until she was old enough to fly on her own, and then she leapt from the nest and flew. And then
she straight up evolved from like a bird. It wasn't like half person, half bird. Like it went from 0 to 60 real fast.
Like I think she was born a bird, and then probably like if they have spooky Scottish witches, you got to think they got spooky Irish witches, and one of them like cast a spell on her and made her into a lady.
Okay,
I think that's where I'm.
Maybe she struck a deal with them before they left NXT.
That's possible. You never know.
Anyway, the match was real good. Kiana James, a little overattached to her purse, I gotta say. I know it's part of the story.
I don't know why though. It's weird. Like at some point we're gonna have to see inside the purse. Like what's in the purse?
What is in this purse?
If it's just lipsticks, I don't know how that's a foreign object. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how that's gonna hurt anybody. Like if like I don't know what that is, but
it's like a pretty decent sized purse. Does she have a laptop in there? I don't know. I mean, it could honestly. She's pretty well built. She could have like a couple of 10-pound dumbbells in there. It's true.
That's what when she swing that thing around, that hits you, that'll knock you out. So yeah, I understand.
What if it was just tax, but it was so many tax?
It's legal documents.
I was gonna say maybe there's a contract thing too.
It's numbers. I've been crunching the numbers in my purse, and
numbers. She just pulls out a 5 like in Sesame Street.
No, it's she's crunching the numbers. She empties. I've been crunching the numbers. Here, watch, and it's just a bunch of like number-shaped crackers, and she pulls them out and she crunches them, and they crumble. There you go.
I'm sorry to get so hung up on gimmicks because this match was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good in ring today, in a mostly decent episode.
Yep.
But we got one competitor who evolved from a bird and someone who just can't put her damn purse down. There's a locker room with locks. I don't understand.
Lyra Valkyria wins, which all fucking guarantees that Cora Jade wins next week because obviously she was always going to. But I just thought you could have easily just killed two birds with one stone, no pun intended, Lyra Valkyria, by just having
putting her family,
putting Fallon and Kiana in the same match. Horse girl and porn real estate agent in the first round, and then you just have them have their blow-off match there because honestly, nobody wants to watch it. So just have it done, like it's over, and we can move on.
You know what? Honestly, they're both good individually. At no point did I feel like they had the in-ring chemistry that they needed to have. It was so weird. And I don't know if it's just because the whole angle was so gimmicked up, but even though they built it out for like 6 months, I was not like, I got to see them run that back. Her purse has stones in it. She's taking out birds left and right with those stones. That's what it is. But a fun match. Kiana James is really impressive. Like she,
like that power bomb that was like a gut wrench.
Yeah,
a kneeling power bomb that was really cool looking.
And Lyra's great. So this was fun. You're right that it is kind of handicapped by the sequencing of the tournament.
It does feel weird because, like, honestly, there's just no reason to not do it. There's no reason to not do Tiffany and Roxanne. I don't get it. If we get Roxanne out of the other bracket, then we get Roxanne versus Cora, which I absolutely do not want to see. And if we get Tiffany beating Roxanne, then we get Tiffany versus Lyra, which I think would be a good match. But like, you really haven't done enough with Lyra to like make her a main character on the show. You know what I mean?
This is why I think we might be getting Roxanne versus Blair Davenport.
I mean,
you'd be like, because next week you and I will be like, why are there two faces in the finals? This is so stupid. And then Blair Davenport will knock her out.
But I get like, I guess I'll never get somebody just making smart decisions at the time. Like the idea of like, well, it was supposed to be Roxanne versus Lyra Valkyria, but that is a dead bird. I guess we have no choice but to put Blair Davenport in the match. Like,
oh no. Yes, no, but that's the type of decision that they would make. Remember when Matt Riddle, when Austin Theory was just in Money in the Bank? Sure.
She's made of crow's feathers. NXT needs their own Will Washington. That's very true.
Don't forget, if there's anything you don't like on AEW Dynamite, at Will Washington.
It's all him. I feel like there's those, or people are saying Tiffany versus Cora, which like, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing about that is
I don't know about a heel thing. I just don't know about it. I don't know.
I think no. So
there you go. Jambeard says, I now can't help but picture Lyra as Birdman from Rick and Morty. Thanks, Kate. And Louise says that's actually Bird Person, but I'm thinking of Birdman from Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Excellent call.
Which is a fantastic show, which I miss a lot.
I kept thinking of Bird Love from It's Always Sunny.
It's good. These are my favorite super chats.
Mine too.
I didn't watch NXT, but I'm still happy I'm here. See, that's what we need. Which is just things that all the things that you don't watch, we will review for you, and then
all the bad things.
Yep, there you
on
go.
NXT.
Those
guys rule, by the way. I love the pro wrestling podcast, dudes. Good humans.
We got our Bron Breakker versus Trick Williams match. Bron Breakker has Breakker on the front of his singlet. On the back of his singlet, it says "meaner than evil." And somebody tweeted me. I don't know if this is true, but tweeted me that this is something that Bron has said that he used to write all over his notebooks in 8th grade. He just thought it sounded cool. And somebody was like, yes, 14-year-old Bron Breakker, you're a smart person. We're going to let you put that on your wrestling gear. Meaner than evil. Are you talking about like, yes, I'm a little evil, but I'm more mean than I am evil? Or just the idea of what it is to be evil, I am more mean than that. Like, none of that makes any sense. That is a Mad Lib that somebody came up with wrong.
I got the Mad Libs book right here. Don't you dare.
No,
but I think he means that he's just meaner than evil from New Japan. Like the wrestler Evil, whose matches they're always overbooked and stuff. Like it's just
Or
like
maybe he's meaner than Big Evil, the 2000s version of Undertaker.
That could be it.
Perhaps.
None of
that makes any sense. Cool. He's
it sounds like the band you start when you're 14 years old. We're meaner than evil at the 8th grade talent show. Let's go.
So good. This is our cover of another Breaking Benjamin song.
This is Diary of Jane again.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, wrote it in a notebook. Like, listen, any middle school kid writing things in a notebook is always a bad sign.
Yes.
This is fine. This is Trick giving us his best match because it's a storyline match. He gets to do some stuff. He's improved because, man, back when he was doing boxing matches versus Wesley, it was not good stuff. But he's improved.
That was also boxing.
But like just his footwork was bad. He couldn't throw a worked punch.
Sure.
Like,
but like neither could Wardlow.
He's gotten better. I'm saying good things about him. He's gotten better.
He's gotten a lot better. But like, can we not do worked boxing matches in wrestling ever? I can't name a good one. No. I'm sure there's obscure don't people with like, well, in that period of time when New Japan was doing their enough. And I know I kind of stole Sean's nerdy Mark voice, but I earned it on this one. Okay. Actually, in New Japan, there was this
there was one year in Mid-South where 1983.
Get out of here with that. I'm talking on American mainstream television. I've not seen a good worked boxing match with. Were there absurdly sized boxing gloves in that?
Yeah, they feel like they were too big.
They were like really big, right? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
but anyway, Bron Breakker eventually gets the upper hand. I actually like this because Trick caught him pretty good, but then Bron stopped like a discus clothesline and immediately picked him up into his gorilla press, front slam, spear, Steiner recliner, and then did the I'm gonna wait on Barker Lounger. And then he yanked back on it. That's always the good one. We're like, I'll get you this thing. Like, listen, you can tap out now, or I'll just yank on it extra hard. I always like those.
Especially as a heel, you should definitely be doing that.
And then we get Carmelo Hayes coming out to stop things, which he doesn't do very well. Oh, I forgot.
They specifically asked him not to.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I gotta go," and the barber's like, "Really? I mean, you're not supposed to." He's like, "I gotta do this." Okay, well, see you later. Like it was just kind of this weird thing where like it was like the bartender was holding the phone. But anyway, so he tries to do one of his super awesome springboards off the middle rope back into a crossbody, and then Bron Breakker murders him with a spear. Like that was a good spear.
Yes, it
like,
was.
And the whole thing of like this is what I say when I've always talked about like people who they don't respect this person because of the chance or whatever that they'll do to a heel or whatever. The "you still sucks" they're doing to Breaker are disingenuous. And here's the thing: this is how I know it. The one they were doing "you still sucks" to Austin Theory, you know, and they're doing those kind of things. Whenever he's doing anything in the ring, they don't care. So like they don't whatever. What they still chanting "you still suck" to Bron Breakker, but when he breaks a dude in half with a spear, they leap up and go, "Oh, that was awesome!" Because they know even though he's a heel, they still respect what he can do in the ring, and so then they can go afterwards and chant mean stuff at him because he's the bad guy and they want him to lose. But it doesn't mean they don't still see value in what he presents to them in the ring. There's a difference between heat where they don't give a shit about you and they actually actively not want to see you anymore, and heat where they're like, I'm booing this dude because he's facing the guy I like, but that dude's still awesome sometimes. I just want him to lose. You know?
Yes. I mean, very much a distinction and an important one.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked this. Like, Trick definitely his best showing, for sure. Bron's great, and all of those extra nuances, like you were saying, like pulling back, and they go so naturally with him because of his in-ring style and the way he's able to execute in the ring. Like, this feels like a really, really smooth transition. And I really like it. Like, I didn't think I was going to be sold on it. I was getting annoyed. I was like, just call the guy up already. But this is good. This is really, really good. And it just, it's nice to see him feeling more comfortable, because sometimes they go the route of like, oh, that guy's a machine, but he needs a mouthpiece. He doesn't have to say much. Like, you can be that guy and not need a manager and just not say a ton, just speak effectively. So I was really happy to see what we saw out of him tonight on tonight's episode of NXT in general. But this was a fun main event. Did feel a little weird because they don't have any hesitations. They've shown us over and over again. One thing I appreciate is that they have no problem putting women in the main event consistently. Did feel kind of like when you have a tournament and Tiffany Stratton. I kind of liked it opening, so pick your poison, I guess. But a world tournament match when you have two of them on the same episode, even though it's the quarterfinals, I'd probably flip-flop that maybe a little bit, but no complaints really. But definitely a better episode of NXT, definitely better than last week, but a better one just kind of in general. Really good in ring. Really good.
Yeah. We're at 63 puns. We need to get 69 people.
Guys.
Let's read some of these puns. Patchy Rick says Steve Mango McMichael. Jake Sauerzar says maximum male mangoes. Jambeard says it looks better than it sounds. Fruits. But it's like with a Y in there and an extra P. So
like
it's like
scripts?
like scripts, but it's fruits.
I was thinking like pits for scripts, but I can't make it work.
Fruits. It sounds like I was speaking with some kind of weird Icelandic accent. Fruits. Go to the store and buy me some fruits. Jeremy Pringle says a small pineapple. The fruit roll up instead of a small package.
I was gonna ask if that's what it was. I like it.
Right. Robert Lyle says shooting starburst press. Starbursts count as fruits.
Stretching it. We'll take it.
Well, I mean, you know, purple's a fruit. Paul Elizabeth says, you mean raisin Frazer? Not Nathan Frazer?
I see, Dad.
Robert Lyle says Kevin Mangosteen. Tom LaValle says super crazen. La Prunica. Jake Sauerzar says papaya house.
That's really good, Jake. That's a good one.
Alpha Bill says Barry Lynch.
Whoa.
Jesse Ozog says BCC's brutal future member, Blood Orange Cassidy.
I like that. It's a good twist because Orange Cassidy's kind of a cop out, even though I like those ones. Blood Orange Cassidy, another layer.
Mm-hmm. Jake Sauerzar says Fan Mango. Fan Mango. JW Pringle says Durian Allen. What's durian?
Durian? Let's look it up.
Yeah. I know what durian is. Oh.
Keep going. I'm going to look up durian.
Alpha Bill says Lyra Valkyria.
Durian, might I tell you, is the edible fruit of several tree species. Not tree semen, but several tree species belonging to genus Durio, of course, as we all know. It is a South Asian fruit, and it looks kind of like a...
It's the world's smelliest fruit, people are saying in the chat.
Ew. Really burying the lead, Wikipedia, if that's true. It's found in Thailand. It's prickly looking. It's covered in thorns.
Oh, we got 69 because we got a humper chat.
Yes.
Jake Sauerzar says Brock versus Cody in the fruit pit.
Nice.
Jake Sauerzar says Lemon Volkamer.
I don't know what that one was supposed to be. Lemon Volkamer? Was that supposed to be Lyra Valkyria?
Ludwig? No? I don't know. Lemon Volkamer.
Let us know.
Is it Ludwig Kaiser? No. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Volkamer. What, Volkamer? I'm so lost. Lieutenant Photo says Savio Valvanga.
Fun.
Tom Lavelli says Ray Sin Cara. Jake Sauerzar says CM Plum. Tom Lavelli says Dean Mellon Coconut. Perry Saturn.
Saturn. Underrated always.
Dean Melunko Coconut. That's what it's supposed to be. I like that.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's really good. Larry B. Dupree's. That's really good. Acai Moonsalt. But it's like acai berry.
Oh my gosh, that's so
really
good.
Larry, that's really good. Jake Sauerzar says Chad Grapple. Robert Lyle says Fig Vicious and Apricot Steiner. What a pearl.
Fig Vicious is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ryan Best says Matt Avocardona. Matt Avocardona. Avocado. No. Matt Avocado. No. There we go. That's it. Nailed it. Jake Sauerzar says American Dragon Fruit. Brian Dangleberry. Alpha Bill says Papaya Shango. We already had that one, but it's so great. I don't care. It's so good. Jesse Ozog says Pawlowski. Yes, there's a pawpaw as a kind of fruit.
Is it really?
Yes, pawpaw fruit. I've never had it, but
I'm learning about so many fruits today.
Lieutenant Photo says stone fruit Steve Austin, close limed mango kind, but he countered with a mandarin claw.
Well played.
It's a whole like
a pawpaw. Tastes like a cross between a mango and a banana. It's actually delicious. Indigenous to North America, though.
That sounds... Where? Can I buy a pawpaw tree?
It does grow on a tree.
Wow.
It has a bright flavor that might remind you of something tropical. But it's it's North American.
Why? If it's North American, why can I not buy it at my local grocer?
Have you looked?
Yes. If there was something in the fruit section that said pawpaw, I would have bought it and brought it to the show and showed it to everybody. Orion Ben 666 says the Nigerian giant peach, Omos.
James
Alpha
and the
Bill.
giant peach. I get it. Sorry, I was still looking at Pawpaw. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Alpha, get your ADHD brain back here.
I had so many questions about Pawpaw fruit.
Alpha Bill says Fig Balor and Dabanana Kato.
Oh, nicely done.
Dabanana Kato was really good. Jake Sourzar says Maxwell Jockfruit Figman.
Oh, very good.
Meat Norma says Papaya Valkyrie.
I'll take it.
The tribal beef. Okay, get it. I get it. Orion Ben says Drawn Strawberry Man and Ricky Apple.
What's Ricky Apple?
I guess it's Ricochet. I don't know why it's Ricky Apple.
I'll take it. Whatever.
Yeah. Larry B. Dupree says Tomato Champa.
Very good. A controversial fruit, but a fruit nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. It's true. That's true. I don't know why this made me. I got it. I'm saving that one. Ryan Lambert says Dan Strawberry. Meat
Dan Berry puns all day.
Hangman Apple Page Fruit. Dominic Acai Jack.
Oh, I'll take it. Very nice.
Chris Pereira says Lychee Valkyria.
That's a good one. You got a lot of Valkyria ones.
And Jake Sourzar says Lemon Valkyria.
That's very good too.
Feeling Dreepy has Andre the Giant Peach, Fig Balor, Apple Juice Styles, AJ Styles, Grape Juice Robinson, and Tomato Tonga.
I really like Tomato Tonga.
That's really good. Wizard of Smoke. This is my favorite. Grape Muda, which we already got, and also, I don't know why I love this so much. Juicin' Thunder Lemons.
That's really good.
Juicin' Thunder Lemons is really, really great.
Oh, that's so good.
That's good. That's really good. Okay, what else we got up here? Tom Lavelli says, FYI, Kate, upstate New York eats steamed hams. That's true. That is also a thing. It's
you know
regional,
what else they eat?
It's a regional dialect.
They eat salt potatoes in Syracuse. That's why those dorks from the Salt City Killers are always invading my hometown of Excite Wrestling. Where you got your ham and potatoes?
Jambeard has predictions. So sorry, Alex. I have two predictions that you might hate. The first is I think by SummerSlam we will get Gunther versus Dominic because he'll think he's better. That's not as bad a prediction as the one that I came up with last night, which isn't a prediction. It's not a prediction. It's a thing I think might happen, and I really want it to not. I'm not going to say it out loud because everybody's going to be mad at me.
Plus, it was behind the paywall, so subscribe to Fightful Select if you want to see Alex ruin my life in real time.
That's pretty good. And Jambeard says, second prediction will be that Cody wins the Money in the Bank match, and the next night on Raw will cash it in for an undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 40, 9 months in advance, so they can tell the story.
They wouldn't do that because of Rumble. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it. I'm saying the advance notice they wouldn't do because of Rumble season. But yeah, I think that's how you get around the brand split and still do that match.
No, Alpha Bill, obviously it's an Albany expression.
You're from Utica? What up? I'm from
it's
Binghamton originally.
Alpha Bill is not from Utica. It is a Simpsons joke.
I don't know the Simpsons jokes. I don't know about your purple fruit and all your nonsense and your damaged guitars.
No, this is the thing we need to do. Because I don't know on what platform and how and when we're gonna get it done. But we are just gonna watch all of the Simpsons, and you're gonna watch it for the first time, and I'm gonna watch it for the 12th time. We're gonna just review the Simpsons episode.
I almost don't want to now because everyone's like, "I can't believe you haven't seen it." Well, get over it, people. I haven't. I don't know your corny little pop culture jokes. I don't know your references. I I don't know what's going on with any of these yellow people with like blue hair and stuff.
Yep.
Get over it. I broke South Park at a very young age.
Meet Norma says, I saw Guardians 3 today. The car behind me had a Linder Academy bumper sticker, and it made me think of you. Kate, sup, partner?
Sup,
may
partner?
Gabagool be with you, with all you people.
And with your spirit.
Okay. So we got 2 Tiffany's and 2 for me. So let's do.
So which one do you want to talk about?
Let's do the singing Watermelon Sugar, because I think the other one will be funnier when you do that one.
Okay, that one actually holds a special place in my heart. Fox and Socks. Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm. Please breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar. Toodles.
It's good. It's good. All right. So there's this Orion Ben 666 wants Nathan Frazer doing I've Landed by Rehab. And I guess I still have to do my own original impression of him, which was before he turned into some weird shock jock with his own cable access show.
He's always
going to be this thing, even if it's a total lie of who he is now. Okay, here we go.
It wasn't like the world's most accurate one.
No, but he was much more like this a few months ago. Now he's, I don't know what's going on. All right, here we go.
He's our Nathan.
Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. As you talk to us from the sea of tranquility, it inspires us to bring peace and tranquility to earth. Your go for landing, over. Coming down to put a hole in my soul. As I done heard 3 morning roosters crow, and I can't live this way no mo. My brain's on the autobahn, my body's slow. Scared of me now, I've been mean and hateful, jealous, greedy, and so ungrateful. If I be wise and I can't drive, it's hard to believe I'm still alive. Skin is plastic, breath is death, theft charge, and that is all that's left. Computer's glitched, all money's gone, and I don't even know my way back home. And I've landed in a place I don't belong. This is wrong. This is my song. Call someone. I'll need some help. Can you save me from myself? And Bob's your uncle.
Nailed it.
Okay. I will do. Oh, Jambeard says make Kate watch the Simpsons movie for Get the Flack Out of Here. No, you can't watch the Simpsons movie without watching at least 10 or 15 episodes of The Simpsons. So many inside jokes. You'll have no idea what the hell's going on. Watch The Simpsons.
Welcome to my whole life, Alex.
Man, so true. Okay. Feeling Dreepy says first, well, not first, but we're going to get Darby Allen singing Happy Talk by Captain Sensible. Happy talking, happy talk. Talk about things you'd like to do. You have to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how are you going to have a dream come true? Talk about the moon floating in the sky. Malachi Black. Looking like a lily on a lake. Talk about the bird learning how to fly. Making all the music he can make. Brody King. Happy talking, happy talk. Talk about things you'd like to do. You got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how are you going to have a dream come true? Malachi Black. Thank you.
I don't know what the Brody King one always gets me so much.
All right. All right, here we go. Can Tiffany read Fox and Socks?
Did I share this? How much that book actually means to me on this show before? Did I mention that in a previous episode?
You may have.
Fox and Socks. My dad used to read to me. The great
Papa
Mr.
Paul.
Elizabeth. Yeah, Papa Paul Elizabeth. And like very, very early in my sister's life, she was in the car seat in the back. My dad would read it to us all the time. she was falling asleep, and she was like, Tweedle, Beatles, Battle, Poodle, Noodle, just saying words from it. Oh, it's the best. But yeah, my dad rules, and he used to read this to us all the time. This is the Bernstein Bears, man. Ran them into the ground. But he didn't read them as Tiffany Stratton. So what you got on me, Dad? All right. Fox Sox, Fox Knox. Knox is a terrible referee, but Knox and Box, Fox and Sox. Knox on Fox and Sox and Box. Sox on Knox on and Knox and Fox. Fox and Sox on Fox on Knox. Chicks with bricks come. Chicks with blocks come. Chicks with bricks and blocks and clocks come. Look, sir, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with chicks and clocks, sir. First, I'll make a quick trick brick stack. Then, I'll make a quick trick block stack. You can make a quick trick chick stack. You can make a quick trick clock stack. I swear to God, every night my dad would read this. And here's to new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on Fox. Fox on clocks and bricks on blocks. Bricks and blocks on Knox on box. Now we come to ticks and talks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Clocks on Fox tick. Clocks on Knox talk. Six sick brick stick. Six sick chicks talk. Toodles.
There you go.
Whew.
Okay, Jake Sauerzar says, can Linda sing Shambaya by Bad Bunny? Now I'm sure this is not what he had in mind, but too bad. It's in English. It's in English. It's in English. It's okay. Here we go. Okay.
Chambea, pull, motherfucker, you ain't got no bullets left. Chambea, pull, motherfucker, you ain't got no bullets left. I always hit, I roll again. I always hit, I roll again. I always hit, I roll again. I always hit, rah. Tell me, parcero, always with the Zeta and we ain't saucy. Already Susan Soltero. Oh my God, I saw her the other day. She was in line at the deli.
Oh my
she
God.
She took forever to order her pastrami. Nothing was lean enough for her. Then it was too thick. Then it was too thin. She's just Susan Soltero.
It's because that husband of hers,
oh
she's
my goodness.
FaceTiming him the whole time. It's ridiculous. She doesn't know how to use the FaceTime.
It's terrible. Sad that the bullet's gonna be downpour. Worms like you, I don't tolerate them. Motherfucker, you're a pussy. You're a reporter. I'm not Don Omar, but I'm a bandit. That's why I only believe in God and my 4-0. Yeah, spicy, like a habanero. If you got the key, I got the keychain. That's true. You know, you got to have a keychain, otherwise you lose the key.
Gotta have a keychain.
I lose my keys everywhere.
Oh my God, at the bottom of my purse, I can't find them.
The other day, I found them in the freezer. Like
I
must have absentmindedly left them there.
Oh, you know, better than leaving them in the car. You ever leave them in the car, you got to call the AAA.
It's so true. Chamba. Fucker, you ain't got no bullets left. And that's it. That's the whole thing.
I haven't heard you curse like that since your third bottle of wine.
Third sip.
Jambeard wants Tiffany to sing the monorail song from The Simpsons.
I don't know what this is.
It's okay. You don't need to know what it is. It's a great song.
There's multiple parts. What am I doing?
It's fine. You're gonna be Lyle Landley, and I'll be other people. Okay.
Are you gonna be other people as people, or just you?
I'll be other people. We'll find out.
Well, sir, there's nothing on earth like a genuine bona fide electrified 6-car monorail. What I say?
Monorail.
What's it called?
Monorail.
That's right, monorail.
Okay. I hear those things are awfully loud.
It glides as softly as a cloud.
Yeah, is there a chance the track could bend?
Not on your life, my dear friend.
What about us brain dead slobs?
You'll be giving cushy jobs. I missed him so much. No good, sir. I'm on the level. Mr. Regal.
Sorry. That's what I was going to do. The ring came off my pudding can.
Take my knife pen, my good man. I swear it's Springfield's only choice. Throw up your hands and raise your voice. Monorail.
Monorail. That's it. We'll just stop there. There's too much left. It's fine. It's done.
Okay, it's good. We're done. We're done, right? We're done? We're done. We're
Yeah,
done.
toodles.
Hey, everybody. On Friday at noon. It's probably our most requested. Get the flick out of here.
Look out of here.
Friday at noon Eastern time. Have your lunch with us on the East Coast. Have your dinner with us in Great Britain. Wake up with us on the West Coast of America. We are going to be reviewing the Street Fighter movie starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia in his final performance. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. All right. There's only the Nasty Boys and Berries, Sensational Sherry, Beat Done, Peach Done, Umongo, and Tamarind Grimes.
Tamarind Grimes.
Tamarind Grimes. That's it.
It's
That's
not getting
done.
better.
All right, everybody.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Keep cool, gabagools.
Toodles.
I actually have to hit this button.